Glad you could join us. This is Business Incorporated coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chimezi Obi Iwago. On the show today, Chad and Glencore finalize restructuring of oil-backed loan. Ethiopia begins first ever crude oil production. Plus, class action lawsuit filed against South Africa's Sembeye Stillwater following fatalities. Let's get this show started now with the markets. And in Africa, the trading day looks green for most of the markets trading today. Egypt is closed, though, but was up 1.06% on Thursday. The Nigerian stock market index tilted northwards, up 0.88% at intraday, while the JSE index was higher by 1.97%. Kenya closed flat in the red on Thursday. And in the Middle East, markets are closed today for the weekend, but on Thursday, most of them were in the green except Saudi Arabia. Saudi traded waters by 0.04%. Abu Dhabi was up 0.34%. Dubai was 0.22% up, while Qatar led gains by 1.07%. And in Europe, stocks were higher on Friday morning after EU leaders hashed out a deal on migration, although underlying market sentiment was soared by anxiety over ongoing global trade frictions. There are other market news on the wire, and Daniel has details. Hello, Daniel. Good afternoon. Beautiful Friday to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. Happy Friday to you as well, Chimi. We have recovered a little bit from the World Cup disaster. I hope you guys are doing fine over there in Lagos as well.
We're doing great. We have also recovered from our own loss, so we only move ahead. Anyway, Deutsche Bank has failed stress test of the Fed. Why, and what does that mean for the bank?
Well, it's really a slap into the face of the lender. I mean, we have to remember Deutsche Bank is Germany's biggest lender. They want to play a big international role. And now basically the Fed in the United States is saying that they don't think that Deutsche Bank would be able to handle a big crisis. For example, like a financial crisis that we have seen here happening in Europe in 2007 and 2008. I guess this is really a disgrace for a big lender like Deutsche Bank. I can tell you that investors here on the trading floor, they were already prepared that this was most likely to happen. As a result, the Deutsche Bank share price is actually up. Quite a surprise. This is also happening because we have seen quite a sell-off at the lender this week. Just on Wednesday, it went to a record low of a level of about €8. Today, we are having a little bit better market environment. I guess you can see it, the blue chip index DAX in the green at the moment. The reason behind this is mostly that it seems that investors are pretty much happy with the results we are getting so far from the summit that is taking place right now in Luxembourg and Brussels, talking about those migration reforms. And it seemed this is actually what we were hearing earlier, that they were able to find an agreement. And this is a big relief, of course, for Chancellor Angela Merkel. Many were fearing that she might lose her job. Well, we'll still have to see how all of this is going to unfold. But talking about Deutsche Bank again, well, I mean, we have to remember the bank has been in a crisis mode for such a long time. They have been in the red numbers for a very long time. They have lots of pending lawsuits then, and that's also what the Fed in the United States is saying. They have a too complicated structure, which means too many divisions, too many international brands. That's why in the past Deutsche Bank was even called the most dangerous organization in the world. But yes, from the share price, we didn't see a big reaction today, but that's most likely, as I said, because of the general good market environment here today.
And of course, perhaps the Germany unemployment numbers hitting the lowest since 1990 didn't dampen investor sentiment. Tell us more about that data.
Yeah, finally some good news. I mean, in the last days, we were always talking about bad numbers coming from the German economy. Now we're getting those new unemployment data. And in fact, they went down by 40,000 compared to the months before. Right now, we have to remember Germany has about 83 million people. Right now, 2.27 million people are supposed to be unemployed in Germany. That's about level of 5%. When you compare this, for example, to June last year, and this is actually a very good number. I mean, it really went down by more than 197,000 people. That's like a small city here in Germany. So yeah, those numbers are promising in general. We are hearing that this trend is most likely set to continue. And yes, this is probably also having a good effect here on the market today.
All right, Daniel, it's the final trading day for the second quarter and, of course, half year. Now, considering all the heart-pumping headlines, was the second quarter particularly profitable for investors and traders in developed and emerging markets?
Well, I guess let's just forget about this last quarter. I mean, it really didn't go well. Just when we're talking about the blue chip index DAX, and we take a look, for example, at the beginning of this year, the blue chip index DAX was still at the level of 13,500 points, a little bit even more. And that was a record high. After, January, it has been going down and going down. And it's so hard. I'm sometimes talking to friends about this, how to invest your money at the moment. Many are saying that right now it's very risky to invest your money in equities. Of course, there are some, that like to do speculations, but you have to be careful. Everything, also regarding, for example, to aluminium and steel, better don't touch it. Then, also when you talk about something related to China, also, difficult to touch. Many are already telling me that they are looking at this moment more for, safe havens. That's always what is happening when the market is giving them a very hard time. And I can tell you, we don't really expect that, the next weeks are going to be easier. Still, this trade war issue is a big topic. There was even this rumor earlier today that the United States might consider to go out of the WTO. Now, I was just reading a statement by the Secretary Mnuchin that this is not the case. But yes, I mean, there's so much, in the room right now. We don't know how this trade war is going to develop. So lots of uncertain factors, and that's why we are personally here not thinking that, the markets are going to develop very positive in the next weeks as well.
Well, Daniel, we can only hope for a better quarter and a better second half. I hope to see you in the second half. Enjoy the rest of the day and the weekend. Thank you for your time.